Hey guys, we are back for chapter 16 of David Walliams' Billionaire Boy, titled Peter Bread. Let's get going. The witch is dead, sang a spotty little boy. Ding dong, the witch is dead. It wasn't even registration time yet, but already the news was spreading across the school like flu. What do you mean? Asked Joe as he took his seat in his classroom. On the other side of the class, he could see Bob looking over at him with a pained expression. Probably jealous about Lauren, thought Joe. Haven't you heard? Said another even spottier little boy behind him. Spite's been sacked. Why? Asked Joe. Who cares? Said a slightly less spotty boy. No more boring history lessons. Joe smiled, then frowned. He hated Miss Spite and her tedious lessons like everybody else, but wasn't sure she had done anything to deserve losing her job. Even though she was horrible, she was actually a good teacher. Spite's been sacked, blurted Joe to Lauren as he walked in. Yeah, I heard, she replied. It's brilliant news, isn't it? Well, I suppose so, said Joe. I thought that's what you wanted. You said you couldn't stand her. Well, yeah, but... Joe hesitated for a moment. I just feel a bit, sorry for her. Lauren pulled a dismissive face. Meanwhile, a gang of fierce-looking girls were sat on desks at the back of the class. The smallest of the group was pushed over in Lauren's direction as the others looked on smirking. Got any pot needles, then? She asked, much to the amazement of the gang. Lauren shot a look at Joe. I don't know what you mean, she protested. Don't lie, said the girl. You look different in it, but I reckon it's you. I have no idea what you're talking about, said Lauren, a little flustered. Before Joe could speak, a young man in old clothes entered the classroom and took his position uncertainly by the blackboard. Simmer down, please, he said quietly. No one in the classroom took any notice except Joe. I said simmer down, please. The new teacher's second sentence was barely more audible than the first. Still, none of the other kids took any notice. In fact, if anything, they started making even more noise than before. That's better, said the little man, trying to make best of it. Now, as you may know, Miss Spite isn't here today. Yeah, she's been given the boot, shouted a loud fat girl. Well, yes, it is true, the teacher continued in his faint monotone. Now I'm going to be taking over for Miss Spite as your form teacher, and also to teach you history and English. My name is Mr. Bread. He began writing his name neatly on the board. But you can call me Peter. Suddenly there was a quiet as 30 little brains whirred. Pita bread? Proclaimed a ginger-haired boy from the back. A huge wave of laughter crashed over the classroom. Joe had tried to give this poor man a chance, but he couldn't help but laugh. Please, can I have some quiet? Pleaded the unfortunately named teacher. But there was no use. The whole class was in an uproar. The new form teacher had committed the biggest blunder any teacher can make, having a silly name. This is a serious point. If you have a name like any of those in this list below, it is very, very important you don't become a teacher. Sudoku, Tomato, Just in Case, Kneel Down, Willing, Bob Head, Terry Duckdoll, Clairvoyant, Malformed, Rachel Prejudice, Mona Lot, Her Behind, I'm a Hog, Carol Singer, Don Kai, Rhoda Camel, Robin Banks, Felix Sighted, Geriatric, Be a Problem, Maya Bumreeks, Anita Bath, Sue Age, Marcus Absent, Al Jabra, Barbara Black Sheep, goodness, Kitty Litter, Merry Christmas, Gym Class, Doris Closed, Doris Locked, Wayne Deer, Dandruff, Humphrey Dumpty, Stan Dupe, Cliffhanger, Hugh Idiot, King Lee, or Lee King, Manuel Labor, Ruth Less, Willie Mammoth, Marcia Mello, Watermelon Melon, or Walter Melon, Hazelnut, Luke Out, Miriam Darling, Stu Pid, Lollipop, Chuck Up. Seriously, don't even consider it. The kids in your class will make your life a living hell. Now, back to the story. Right, said the unfortunately named teacher. I'm going to take the register. Adams? Don't forget, Terramosalto, shouted a skinny blonde-haired boy. The laughter swept up again. I did ask for quiet, said Mr. Bread pathetically. Or Ted Zeke, hollered another kid. The laughter was deafening now. Peter Bread put his head in his hands. Joe could almost feel sorry for him. This gray little man's life was going to be an utter misery from this day forward. Oh no, thought Joe. We're all going to fail our exams. All right, that is the end of chapter 16, titled Peter Bread. Remember to go and answer your questions in complete sentences and click submit. Have a great rest of your day.